conservative new media viewers and JLin fans around the world. We've got a recap and analysis for you of Houston's 93-87 loss to the Denver Nuggets in Game 4 of the 2012-2013 regular season. This is Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. I just want to say to our many fans around the world, I'm sorry for this video coming late. Something came up for me personally during halftime of this game, and that's why this video is getting to you a little bit late. So let's get right to it. Okay, first of all, JLin was pretty good in this game, except that his shot was off. And as we've talked about in recent videos, Lin's shot is not going to be what he wants it to be, probably for a while. As I've said, as he continues to recover and adjust his body from the knee surgery and the recovery of that, and as the knee starts to come back, I think that the last part of his game that will fully come back is going to be his shot. Now, overall, Jeremy was not considered a particularly good shooter from the perimeter until last year. So there are probably some long-term mechanics and shooting practices that he's going to want to do anyway. In other words, he might not be as good of a shooter as he showed last year. So it's something that might take some time. I'm not really concerned about it. We've mentioned before that he's still having a little bit of trouble finishing at the rim because of the knee. And so it's going to take time. If the only thing wrong for him is that his shot is off, I wouldn't worry about it too much. That will come. Although what's going to happen, and you saw this a little bit last night with the Nuggets, is that teams will play off of him. In other words, they'll force him to shoot. And they left him open a couple times, and he wasn't able to knock down the shots several times. So it's something that he'll just have to keep working with. The team will have to keep working with. Now, Jeremy also had some trouble on defense against Ty Lawson. Look, if you're coming back from a knee injury or a knee surgery and you're still having some trouble on lateral movement, side-to-side movement, somebody like Ty Lawson's the worst guy to play because Ty Lawson is extremely fast. He's extremely quick first step, quick dribble, and can get to the rim pretty much whenever he wants. So, again, it was a tough night for Jeremy on defense, but I'm not worried about it. I'm not freaking out. Jeremy had an excellent game, and as we've talked about here many times, he's an excellent defender. So that's just going to happen. Ty Lawson's a good player. That's the way it goes. Now, overall in this game, this was a very difficult matchup for the Houston Rockets. Why do I say that? Denver is like a better version of Houston. They're deeper than Houston, and there's a little bit more probably top-end talent on Denver as compared to Houston, or at least more developed NBA talent. Guys have been around a little bit longer. They're used to playing with one another, etc. Denver is doing exactly what Houston wants to do, which is run. Just keep running at you. Send in an excellent core of bench players that can also run. And so it's almost like Houston looked at what they want to become. And Houston is still not in sync as a unit in terms of adding new players like Ashik, Harden, Lin, and they're still young, and they just weren't able to keep up with Denver. Even though they wanted to, they weren't able to convert the shots. They weren't able to just get it done. And so I would think that Denver is probably one of the toughest matchups in the NBA for Houston because they play the same way, but they're better at it and they're more used to playing with one another. So that this game was only a 6-point loss, yeah, I mean, there was times Denver was up more. It's not too discouraging. I wouldn't be too discouraged. I think this is probably the worst matchup for Houston right now. They're not in sync. You saw some of that yesterday. And when you play at a quick pace, like the game was yesterday, that's when your weaknesses will be most exposed. If you're not used to playing together, if you're not sure about all the offensive sets, then the faster the pace of the game, the more that will come out. And that's what happened to Houston yesterday. Now, if you want to see a good example of a team that is supposed to be great but it's not working right now because of chemistry issues and just guys aren't used to playing with one another. Then look at the Lakers. The Lakers are 1-4, and they've got 4 incredible players in Dwight Howard, Kobe, Steve Nash, and Pau Gasol, and that's not working. So it's not just Houston that this is happening to, and it's not a real surprise. Remember, James Harden, Beard, didn't come over to this team until about a week ago, so he didn't even get to do training camp with these guys. Lin's not himself. Ashik is still, you can see, if you saw this game, Ashik is close on offense. Now, I think he scored double-digit points in this game, but he's so close to really breaking it out. He missed an alley-oop. He missed a couple moves, but you can see the fundamentals are there. You can see that once he starts to get this down, he's going to be able to really do some offensive damage. So that was a good sign in this game. Also, Carlos Delfino was outstanding. I think he had 19 points. I'm so happy they got him. They need him for their bench. They need him from a leadership perspective because he's like 30 years old, which is much older than most of the guys on this team. Patrick Patterson was good in this game. So it's a tough loss. Second loss at home in a row. Just lost to Portland. We saw Jeremy Lin got his nose busted up. That happens. It's not a big deal. Someone has played basketball a lot, I can tell you. That happens all the time. So it's not fun, but it's kind of part of the game. So overall, it's too bad they weren't able to win this game. Been nice to go to 3-1 instead of 2-2. But I'm not really worried about it. Jeremy actually played, besides his shooting, he played an excellent game. He had like 6 assists, 5 boards. He had 6 steals. That is phenomenal. That is excellent. And what you're also seeing with Jeremy is he's a terrific rebounder for a point guard, a really good rebounder. It's not a fluke. He does this every single game where he's getting 5+ rebounds. So that's very good if you can get that kind of productivity from your point guard in a rebounding game. Again, good assist-to-turnover ratio, 6-2, 3-1. Very good, very good. He's just not, as we talked about the other day, I think he's probably 6 weeks away from his movement and explosiveness and his ability to finish in the lane being where he wants it to be. It's not there yet. Beard was a little bit, I think Beard hurt his leg. He hurt his ankle in the Portland game, and he's still off. You can see it. He was 5 for 15 from the field, not as efficient, movement not as explosive. So they're just going through a little bit of a lull. It's a long season, 82 games. I thought that they held in this game. They did okay, but they just played a better team as of right now. A better team playing a style that Houston wants to play. So that's pretty much the wrap-up. Again, not concerned. 1 game out of 82. Now, I'm going to come back with Jeremy Lin post-game video here soon. I'll get that up as quickly as I can. That's all set up for me to do. So that's it for now. Leave us your comments about this game and JLin below. Thumbs up, thumbs down on the video. Of course, we invite you to come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group. Got over 2,000 members and growing. You'll find a link for that in the video description below. You'll find a full set of links about this game in the video description. Full highlights, game stories, etc. This is Paul F. Villarreal. I am the NBA expert. You're watching Conservative New Media. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll talk to you soon.